All it takes is one look around the crowd to know that race day is finally here. The atmosphere at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is incredible. And personally, I think we're in for a brilliant race. It's one of the fastest races of the season here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 60% of this 2.7-mile circuit taken at full throttle. There are 14 corners to navigate, the very last of which has its very own infamous history and could be the cause of a safety car today.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Formula 4 Racing. I am your host, Seamy Skate. With me is Mr. Fury Strat. How are you, brother?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Just getting on the private jet, heading over to the north of America to get into Canada.
That's exactly.
That's exactly. Very good night of racing, hopefully.
Yes, mate. Well, I mean, let's just hope the boys are on better form than what they were at that torrential Grand Prix last week at Hungary, but nevertheless, that's out of our minds. We are here, and yes, we certainly are. One of my favourites. Yes, Canada, Montreal here, Mr. Fury, and yeah, well, a very, very quick street circuit. Love the back half, love the front half, actually, to be fair. The whole thing is absolutely brilliant, and well, those walls are a lot closer than what you think, mate. There is punishment on hand if you do make a mistake.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is, well, you want to run it as close to the barriers as possible, but how close are you willing to push it? You've got the wall of pot champions, it'll be called tonight, providing none of them go into it. But
well, let's hope not anyway.
It's playing the biggest names of the sport, so. Well,
it certainly has. It certainly has over the years there, Fury, and well, I mean, basically nearly every single one of them, and well, I mean, you're a man for stats, of course, and well, I mean, we are in round 3, of course, here, Fury. I was going to give it to about round 4 to test your nous to see how well, how astute you have been on the stat department. And we do know that, of course, yes, we are doing short qualifying here. Whoa, and there you go. Bopton is around, but we're going to pay a bit of homage to the chat. Well, it's early doors, of course. We've got Ramsell in there. Junior's in there as well. We've got a first-time chatter of Owen up the reptile. He is saying Droftas is in there. Chaz is in there. And good to see all of you boys in there, of course. And yeah, well, 16 and a half minutes to go here, Fury, of course. Last week went by the blink of an eye. And, well, our first short quali. And, yeah, couldn't believe how quick it was. And, boy, oh, boy, did we see some mistakes.
Yeah, well, as we mentioned a couple of times, Presto can either make diamonds or burst pipes. And, well, a couple of guys that burst some pipes of the... one that comes to mind is the young fella Tab having to start all the way towards the back end of the grid last week. It's a newer format, not one that we're used to, but it's a little bit more exciting because you've got to do the laps.
Yep.
You've got to be representative from the get-go.
That's exactly right, Fury. And, well, I mean, that's what I was talking about with the full qualifying session. Yeah, they are great. You get to ease into your session and just get real comfortable. The short qualifying session, it does punish a mistake. The heat is on. Usually most tracks, we did touch on last week, that most tracks you get 3 runs, Fury, basically an out lap, 2 hot laps if you choose, an in lap, and you can do that 3 times in a short qualifying session. As we welcome Owen, there he is there, the first time chatter, and whack, he's just followed. Thank you very much for your follow, as Tabbed has just validated, unfortunately. Blue Dog getting himself underway, looking for a result is the Blue Dog. A bit of a slow start to his season, so we'll pick up, I think it's JC, if I'm not mistaken there, Fury.
No, Bopton in the Puma. He's just coming around the final hairpin.
Thank you, mate.
Just coming behind the white tab as he winds it down the fairly long straight here. Pretty, it's not an easy overtaking spot. A lot of guys will probably be running a lower area setup tonight with the prolonged straights as he runs just about as close as you can get to the wall of champions. Keeps it to the right for the shortest run to the line. Does a 112.224 to get us underway, mate.
Tactical Genius is next with the 111.4 there, Fury. And I'm pretty sure it might be... No, Ty-Star it will be. Oh, he's getting himself underway. And there you go. Got a bit excited there, Fury, for nothing. Milligains will be next, I do believe. And, has he impressed so far this season? Looking for another great result is the Millie. And, of course, that is Team Marlborough. And, yes, Ramsel's just posted in a whole heap of Marlborough logos. And they've all been approved, everyone out there, and there you go, you can check them all out for yourselves in that little smiley face. All the team names are there, of course, and Scotty out there on track as well, and an unfortunate end to his race last season. I'm sure it's in the back of his mind. Gets real close to that wall of champions, and he's about to set a 1 minute 11.5 there, Fury. P3 for now, mate.
Yeah, last week's race winner, Milligains, he's really kind of made massive improvements, and we've mentioned every single time we've gone racing just how much he's really stepped up his game this season. As Tab nails it to 6/1000ths of a second on that second run lap of his. So for Millie, he's just kind of come out and just gone bang. I'm going straight back to where I was last week. You guys can come do the chasing, which it's a good way to live early on in qualifying, but he's going to know that he might need to find some time a little bit later on.
Yeah, exactly right there, Fury. Sorry, mate. I was just busy in the background trying to pick up who was next, of course. And, our reigning champion, Rip the Beans. There he is there, Fury. And, couldn't have asked for a better start to the season. P1, round 1. P2, round 2. Well, if that form is any trajectory, P3 this round?
P3 round 3. Unfortunately, he will run out of rounds before he can get all the way down to the bottom of the grid. Right. But he does a 10-7 to put himself currently on a provisional pole.
Exactly right.
There was a Marlborough coming through there. I do believe it was Reptile, though, to start his lap. As I'm just trying to find some of the one kind of key part about this track is you'll find a lot of cars may go out at a similar time just to try and kind of get a bit of a toe off each other, just to try and help each other out. And you may see some of the team guys, I know a few of them do jump in chats together to help each other out, but I think it's Ty-Star. He's in the JPS. He just barely goes behind his teammate here. Ow!
As Junior Fury says hello.
Hello and good night.
Yeah, exactly. And Dino is next in the Castrol, and let's just see what Dino can do. He's looking for another good result as well. Of course, didn't make the checker flag last week, but there you go, Fury. 1 minute 10.3, if you don't mind. And, this track is starting to ramp up as this session does get on. And, what is left, of course, that yellow flag in the way. But when that clears, I'm pretty sure there's still... there you go. Broken Reptile. That might be another red lap for the next one. I'm pretty sure if he did that just there, he certainly did. And that hurt him. That's going to hurt. Brad Tate will be next. And, he's getting a lovely toe from his teammate. Who is that? That might be Johnny M4. It certainly is. M4. So Brad Tate taking seniority here, Fury. Going close to the wall of... staying well away. Gets a bit loose. But keeps it well away from the wall. And what's he going to set? Of course, where is Blue Dog? Blue Dog doesn't mind this track. P8 at the moment. Brad Tate... What's going on here? That time didn't register on my screen. If you look up what's going on here, he's already doing another lap. It's 1 minute 24, 25, 26. What the hell?
That's odd. I haven't got a registered lap for him either. He's still going around. He's just actually completed Sector 1.
Oh, there you go. It's finally registered. It just registered.
Net issues. So,
okay.
Because he's just left the session as well at the exact same time. So, a bit interesting. But the Cashroll boys, they've had good quali pace. Unfortunately, it's a bit like the Haas of 2019, where they had really good quali pace, but they seem to go the other way during the race. So hopefully they can rectify that tonight, keep those green cars towards the pointy end.
Well,
I'm just trying to pick up who's on a lap.
Well, I'm with 2-5 at the moment. There are a couple of guys ahead of him. I think it might be, Suicide 5's behind him. Johnny M4, they've all invalidated ahead of him, so we are going to stick with 2-5. So far, purpled the first sector, and not too bad at all in the second sector. He's absolutely on a lap here, and, he had a slow start to the season as well here, Fury, but did make amends last week, of course, bringing that Castrol home in P4. And, of course, the reigning 2 pot champ has been promoted to pot 1 this season. And, well, easy does it, of course, yes. Everyone knows the troubles of the game at the moment that we're all going through with change of handling models and everything. So it's tough for everybody. 2-5 sets a 1 minute 10.6. Throws him up into P3 at the moment, Fury.
Yeah, Milligan's just usurped him. It was a cash roll 1-2 very briefly there until Milligan said, nope, I'll take back that number 2 spot. But that's a time from Dino, just as the track starts evolving, did just briefly get a look at it because there's constantly yellow flags. The Suicide 5 lit up the rears and ended up in the wall on the exit of turn 2. So there's about 8.5 minutes to go now as we're still seeing more yellow flags. There we go. We can now see it. But couple of guys, we still got a few guys not set a lap time, so we just wait. Old Footy Bender is one of those, and he's on a lap at the moment. But just shows to show how good that lap from Dino is. And mate, I think I'm hoping the screen's lying to me because these boys have already had it 2 weeks in a row. But I think there was some little sprinkles just starting to appear.
Well, we haven't had an update regarding the weather anyway, Fury, but it has gone a little. Well, it was overcast to begin with. It has gone a touch darker. Footy Bender crosses the line, P12 for him at the moment with 8 minutes remaining, 1:11.922. And right smack bang in the middle. Johnny M4 out there again on an outlap. Broken Reptile and Numbnuts, well, having troubles on their first runs in the garage at the moment. Suicide 5, there he is there, no nose for him. And Macedonian is on a lap. He certainly is. He's gone through the second set. He's nearly half a second up here, Fury. He's nearly half a second up. Puts him around where Scotty is at the moment. He's a great last sector. Oh, I just couldn't get the power down. Could the Masso man. And, well, this long run, it's all about your exit. And let's just see how Masso goes, of course. At the moment, sitting P13 with a 1 minute 12.0. And, well, we know he can do better than that, of course. He is in pot 2. Been in pot 2 for the last couple of seasons. And, yes, there he is. Sets a 1 minute 11.4 P7.
Yeah, just improves that spot up the grid. Numbnuts retiring in the pit lane. I've seen his name popping
yes,
pretty consistently in and out at the moment, but no more further running from him. We've got Spicer coming down the back straight here. It's in 12th spot, which isn't too bad, and he's actually been one of the guys who's had fairly significant improvements. Runs it fairly well up to the curb, coming towards the wall of champions. Does a 14.3, so it doesn't actually improve that time by. One guy that was improving was Crazy Kiwi. Manages to jump both the JPS cars and put himself into P11.
Absolutely. Whack, there you go from Kiwi, and that's a bit better from him there, Fury. Of course, he's had a great start to the season. Loving the game and practicing it more, apparently anyway, Fury. This is what he tells us, of course, and, well, you do take what the drivers say with a grain of salt, of course, regarding their own form and stuff like that. But, yes, well, it's safe to say he is practicing more, which is a very... Oh, hang on, Fury, I think you might be right. I just swear I saw a flash of rain come up across the screen. And, well, unless it's just... I mean, are we going to trust it? Are we going to trust this game? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so, mate.
But just have a look, because everyone's kind of, the top end guys are probably waiting for the track just to come back their way a little bit. Johnny M4, he's been struggling a little bit at the moment, not really being able to get that car where he wants to once again. So he's on a valid lap time, but it's not going to be very representative of his pace. He's coming through to start another lap. He got 2-5 though, the other cash off. He's just started another lap. Tactical Genius, he's just started another one. I'm trying to find one on the lap. Sorry, but,
no, you're right, mate. We've got Broken Reptile on stream anyway. Fury, of course, hasn't set a time yet, and setting very quick sectors, of course. And well, this guy has got some good form. Good clean racer is Broken, and well, he's well impressed, of course, already here at the start of Season 4. Was with us towards the end of Season 3, of course, Fury, and well, doing great things, of course. Team Marlboro for him this season, and well, just needs to set a time, of course. Get that banker in, just get that, well, all the jitters, all those race jitters out of your system, if that's what the case is, and there you go. P6 for him, a 1 minute 10.9, and not too bad at all from the lad. Who is next? There is a couple of JPSs out on track. Tyson validated. Blue Dog is on the front part, so it's tactical.
Tactical.
It certainly is tactical. The pot one, JPS, John Player Special. And tactical looking to say, there you go, a 1 minute 10.2. This track is ramping up. Who is next? Milligan certainly is. The pot one Marlboro boy. And there you go, a 1 minute 10.1 Fury. These are going to come in thick and fast at the moment, mate.
Yeah, these boys are going to start rattling off some laps. Dino, who's just been usurped twice for the front row of the grid, he's just coming through to settle up. Macedonian selected full wet tyres, so he either knows something we don't know, his engineer's lying to him. Blue Dog, though, he's coming down to the line trying to improve his current starting spot. Blue Dog moves himself up into the top 10. Remember the scenes last season when he jumped himself into Q3 for the first time. You've got Brad Say's just moved himself up into 14th. Unfortunately, Suicide 5 in the Samsung has just jumped over that. Tab has just started the lap, so only 3.5 minutes to go. So probably still a little bit more time in this track. You're going to see some of these top-end runners really pushing to get all the way around, and I do believe it's a JPS on a double push, maybe? No, the white car that came through there, but they're all on our laps.
There you go.
Well, somebody is on a lap somewhere, but Tab's just spun, so he won't be completing that lap.
Well, I mean, we're with Blue Dog. It looks like he's going back to the garage or just doing another charge lap. No, you're going to the garage. That fuel light is screaming at him. So he'll be doing another set. There is time, Fury, to go in the garage, put a fresh set on, and go back out, of course. They're doing 1 minute 10, so an out lap will probably cost you about a 1 minute 30-ish. And, well, I mean, that's sort of stretching it a little bit. I mean, you can go as quick as you like, but, I mean, there is time out there on track for this to get very, very busy shortly. And Brad Tate getting himself underway yet again. So there's time out there, mate. He can do a double push lap if he likes, of course. Old Footy Bender down in P17 with a 1 minute 11.9. Needs to get his groove on, of course. Not too sure what he's doing out there. We're going to have a look now. He's at the end of the second sector, and he's slower. He's one and a bit tenths slower than his previous best. He needs a mighty third sector, and I don't think he's going to get it. Upton is ahead of him here, Fury, and at the moment with a 112.2, and he'll be looking to improve that, of course. Bofton had a great start to the season this season. Whoa, 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 and there you go, a bit messy going through the final chicane, but nevertheless, all safe and does improve. P12 from the Bop with a 1 minute 11.6.
Yeah, huge improvement, and Old Footy Bender, as you mentioned, didn't actually have any more time in it, so he did not improve. Your guy JC, he's on an invalid lap. There is a Castrol behind him of, I do believe that might be 2-5, but he's starting. That was Dino,
tabs around again, whack into the wall, and that is no-nos for the young fella in a bad spot, in a real bad spot. There is no one around him. He spins the car back around. Unfortunate young fella, of course. And, well, there you go. Out. He's out. And, well, Dino on track. Got a bit of traffic. I think they're both on laps, these two. Who is ahead of him? It's Milligains on an out lap. Wonder if he's blocking. Dino's on a lap, I do believe here, Fury. And not too sure what is going on out there, mate.
Dino's fuel light very well on, and he did.
His ERS
just
is
do
empty.
a second run. So,
yeah, true.
Which he narrowly improved on. So I'm not
there you
too
go.
sure. Millie might have already let it go.
He's just backed well and truly out of it now, anyway. Yeah.
But anyway, the track's about to get lit up pretty quickly as well by everyone but Tab and Numbnuts. The end of the session drawing ever closer. I do believe, just trying to look through his furthest ahead, Ty-Star is the furthest ahead. He doesn't improve, only 17th fastest for him. Old Footy Bender, he's retired from the session now as well. And there was I think that
Crazy
was
Kiwi. Crazy Kiwi as well. Whacking it. Whack. Jesus. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, he was in the wall because I just saw a bit of suspension flying across my screen.
And that is the thing here, Fury, of course. Short quali really does put the pressure on and, well, making mistakes, of course. That is four done and dusted. And, well, there you go. I'm not too sure if those times will count. I'm pretty sure they do count on short quali. I'm not too sure. They've never not finished the session, so can't exactly tell you if they will stay where they are at the moment. But we'll find out shortly, of course, here, because the session is done. Jay-Z Dane out there. He's on a lap. He's got a little bit of space in front of him. There is traffic ahead of him as Dino retiring in the garage. Who is ahead of him? There's a couple of JPSs, I do believe, and well, one of them has to be TieStar. It certainly is, but Tactical is ahead of him. And well, Tactical is a 10th down at that second sector. Let's just see what he does. There's a great last couple of corners there from the lad. And 110.2 does beat it, doesn't improve on his position. TieStar will be next. There he is there, and does not improve either.
He did improve, but only narrowly. Scotty also, he's had an improvement. He's gone to P8 Marlborough of Milligains 10.165, so he couldn't find any time on the last lap. Big to note here, Tactical Genius and Rip the Beans are actually side by side on the exact time. Johnny M4 did not find any improvement on his second lap. You got Samsung of Suicide 5. He's going through now. He's just jumped up to P11. Rip the Beans was invalidated on his lap, so no improvement there. Your guy JC, nothing to do with him there, and that is all our qualifying. But I can confirm the guys that did crash out, they will get to keep their laps on, so they will stay where they are.
Bopton just subscribed. He's resubscribed. Thank you very much, Bopton. Oh, 12 months. Woof, Bop. Thank you, mate. Very, very impressive from you, my friend. Much appreciated, of course. And, well, there you go. Another one bites the dust. And, well, qualifying done and dusted. Milligains on top. Started where he left off from last round, Fury. And, well, he will be loving that, of course. And we're going to go through these timing screens in just a moment. Beans and Tacticals set up same time. They are too. I didn't even notice there. Thank you very much, Droft. They most certainly are at the same time. P2 and 3. And, well, there you go. In for a cracking race here, I think, Fury, because these times are very close to each other. Dino up there in P4 as well. Tabbed P5, of course. He will have 5 seconds added to his race time, of course, will tab. Broken Reptile P6. 2-5 P7, Scotty and Macedonian 8 and 9 and 10 is your guy JC, our resident Canadian, of course, that lives in Australia. And well, there he is there, P10, Suicide 5, P11, Blue Dog, Casey Dane, Brad Tay, Johnny M4, Bopton, Crazy Kiwi, TieStar, and Old Footy Bender and Numbnuts, of course, did not complete a lap. And there you go. There is our running order there, Fury.
Yeah, very interesting race. So top 3 not split very much. I mean, you couldn't even separate. There's not enough decimal places on this game to split Rip the Beans and Tactical Genius's time. Beansy probably lucky he was got that lap in first. Otherwise, he would probably have to start P3 behind the Genius himself. But mate, I hate to say it, but there looks to be a bit of sun for the first time for these lads in both sessions.
Well, I mean, they probably were all praying for it, of course. Monsoonal weather last time out at Hungary, and well, I reckon their blessings have been heard there, Fury. Of course, we run dynamic weather, and it is in the lap of the gods. But yes, they have smiled upon these Aussie lads, and well, we are going to have a dry race by the look of things here, mate.
Well, to be fair, one of the near greatest races of all time was Jensen Button's 5.5 hour long slog around here in rain, inters, dry, like 3 different times. It was an absolutely mental race, but interesting to see what some guys do. Like, I might see a couple of guys. No, I was completely wrong. I was about to say you might see a couple of guys on softs at the start here.
No chance, mate. No chance at all.
No chance.
No chance at all. And there you go. Milligains out there on the medium. Rip the Beans. P2, of course. And well, starting with those two both left off. And Tactical as well. The top 3 finished the top 3. Exactly the same order last week. Starting the same this week. Tactical on the medium, of course. And Dino out there on the medium as well. Tabbed. There he is there, P5. And Broken Reptile, the Marlborough lad, in P6. 2-5. Well, very slow start to the season. His race pace will come into it, this one. And starting here in P7, Scotty, P8 from the Puma guy. And who is that around there? Is that, who was that? Not too sure. There was a Puma. There was a Puma around. And Macedonian out there in P9, of course, on the hard compound. Your guy, JC. Well, there you go. A medium runner, the lowest of the medium runners in P10. And Suicide 5, his teammate on the hard compound, of course. Blue Dog on the hard, and the rest of them, of course, all on the hard. Tazy Dane out there on P13, the Marlborough lad, and the Pot 4 reigning champ, of course. Blue Dog, the Pot 3 reigning champ. And, well, there is Brad Tay in... Oh, hang on a minute.
The
Fury.
burger's been rebuilt.
The
buns have got the meat.
I didn't even realise when I was going through that running order, but it's been
As you
rebuilt.
started saying
The
it, I
patty
just got
is back.
excited 'cause I
It
saw
certainly
in
has.
front of
Blue Dog, Chasey Dane, Brad Tay, Johnny M4, P15, Bopton in P16, Crazy Kiwi, P17. Very, very unusual seeing him down that far back. Ty Star in P18, Old Footy Bender and Numbnuts sharing the last row. And while doing everything they can to warm up these tyres, Numbnuts looks like he's got some horrible connection issues tonight. And well, just hopefully that fixes itself up while we go green. And well, there you go. Milligains just doing what he's got to do, of course. These hards are going to take forever to warm up. While I'll be sitting on the grid, of course, they'll just be cooling down. And of course, if and when there is a safety car during the race, they just take forever to warm up to Fury. And, well, there you go. People are going to struggle there at the best of times trying to warm the hard compound up. There you go. All the boys just getting disqualified for missing their start box. The grid will sort itself out, of course. Yes, Chasey is the host. And we'll get this one underway.
Yeah, it's exactly right. And, well, I mean, we saw George Russell start a few years ago. Well, not a few years ago, a few weeks ago on the hards. Was not great at all, and nearly.
Oh, here we go, Fury. I haven't got any. Where are the lights? I've got no lights. What? Hello.
Just kind of saying knock knock hello, game. Oh, I heard someone.
Oh, we got some lights. We got some lights. Finally, we got some lights, and here we go. We're about to go racing in Canada. They are off, and away we go. Finally, they held for a long time. Great start by Beans. He's trying to make a move. He's not going to go. There's a bit of wing flying there. I'm not too sure who that was. Milligains is around. Milligains is around. Oh no! Oh no! Tactical spun. I'm not too sure what happened there. Tactical, I think, collected. Milligains lost his tyre. And, well, time penalties coming in thick and fast. What the hell's going on?
It was an unfortunate kind of case of events. So Beans was looking at Milligains. Milligains had him covered. Beans broke a little bit early to avoid making contact with the rear, and unfortunately it looked like Tactical got into the rear of Beans. Beans then got in the rear of Millie, which turned Millie around, and then unfortunately Tactical, as he's gotten back up to speed, has then had nowhere to go. And unfortunately, once again for the second week in a row, Tactical Genius top 3 start, and well, doesn't get to see.
Yeah, through no fault of his own. He had a spinner in front of him, of course, and then just collected it. Not too sure if I got it. I'm just going to double check if I got it. Let's just have a look here, Fury. Let's just have a look.
You're right. So
yes, I did get it. I did get it. I think I did get it. There you go. Yes, just got the very end of it. And we'll have a look at that. I'll just get back to the live screen just quickly, and I'll flick it back. And replay again. Replay again. There you go. And well, this one's going to play through. What a pain in the butt. Hang on a second. Oh, it's just having a hissy fit. I do apologise, folks. We are back under green racing here, Fury. And away we go, of course. Yes, your guy, JC, is really starting to fire up, of course. Pretty good for a pot 3. And currently he's about to make a move on Broken Reptile. And hards versus mediums. The hards will come into their own. Oh, he's had to cut that one. Broken's gone a little bit wide, side by side. And JC does get that move done, of course. As we'll sharpen up a little bit here, Fury. This one's, well, got away from us a little bit. Blue Dog there in P4. Great start from him. As we have just lost Ty Star as well. And Bopton making amends for that, well, slowish sort of start up there in P9.
Beans was, well, our top 3's gone towards the back end of the grid. So Beans made a pit stop under the slot or the VSC to change onto the medium compounded tyre. And I actually just caught the end of his car spinning around looking for 5-star, and 5-star lost out of the chicane. So all 3 of our top 3 starters are all towards the back end. A couple of guys using the VSC that we had previously to take some free pit stops. Macedonian, so he's just served a 5-second penalty for a collision with your guy at the start. Brad say he's got a 5-second penalty for ignoring a yellow flag, so he's serving that now. Tab currently has a 10-second penalty looming over his head for cutting corners at the start of the race. So that'll be there for the entirety, and I'm sure will more than likely be looked at a little bit later on. But Kiwi, he's in the pit lane to start. We've had our first, well, not our first dry start, but we've had a dry start, and the boys have been going absolutely left, right, and sideways.
Well, mate, very, very strange. I mean, it was like that first, the VSC, the initial one, ended extremely rapidly. And, well, there was a massive change in the running order. And, well, here we are, Dino leading this one. Your guy, JC, P2 and Broken Reptile P3. Blue Dog, there he is there in P4 as we welcome DJ. DJ! There he is there in the chat. Good to see you, mate. And, well, Blue Dog, as I was saying, in P5. Scotty in P5. Blue Dog, Suicide 5 in P6, excuse me. Chasey Dane, well, what a start from him as well. And Bopton. Johnny M4 up there in P9. And Numbnut started last up there in 10th. Tab dropped like a stone a little bit there, Fury. Down there in P11.
So I'll give you some kind of, that's a little bit interesting to have it on the safety car. And he's got wing damage, and he's just going to escort himself back to the pit lane. So essentially what happened under the VSC is that a lot of the front-running guys all decided to stop. So from P11 downwards, they've all made at least one stop in this race. Macedonian and Brad Say were the only two to take this opportunity to hit 4 tyres. 2-5 stopped last one. Milligains, he stopped this one as well. Beans, though, he stopped both current safety interventions. Kiwi's done that as well. Tab now as well, and Footy Bender. So all those guys towards the back end have already made 2 stops in this Grand Prix. And I do believe, if I check the race director briefly, they've actually all used 2 compounds of tyres. So everyone from P11 back has used 2 compounds, so they can do whatever they like.
The hards will make it to the end from here. Yeah, tyre wear is very low around this track, of course, and well, the guys who have made the stops, Tab's put on, of course, the mediums, and well, they're not going to make it to the end, of course, relying on a possible late safety car. But there we go, and just wait and see how this one pans out, of course. Just underway, and a very, very strange start to the Grand Prix. But yes, nevertheless, we're going to fire this one back up. I dare say the safety car will be in this lap, Fury. In this lap, certainly, will it be? Should be. It's going to be a massive late call if it is.
It'll be super late
yeah,
from
no, I don't think so.
the race director.
Maybe one more lap.
Another little lap. By the looks of it, yeah.
Yeah, lights are still on.
He's already got the brakes on, so a little bit too late for him to come in. So, as we mentioned, so the reason why Tab's gone back onto the medium, so his first stop was onto hard. So unfortunately for him, that meant that when he's coming in then, he's got no other tyre to go onto other than the medium compound. And Brad Tay and Macedonian, they both made early stops, but also were starting on hard tyres. So currently the best placed car, who's used both compounds of tyre, is 2-5 in 12. But he's also got to try and look after that tyre all the way
that's right.
to the end, whereas everyone else has got a pretty comfortable one stop.
Well, I mean, even Milligains and Rip the Beans, for that matter, find themselves down in 14th and 15th after that start. And, well, we a lot of work to do on one set of tyres as Numbnuts has left the session. He is having massive connection issues. Let's just get this off this screen and see if we can work this one out. I cannot see it.
Under the safety car now, so he's just been having some issues pretty much all evening. He's been jumping in and out of the server, so maybe some net issues in his local area.
Quite possibly.
As he's joined back, so the safety car in this lap, he's joined back, which means that we haven't got an AI in the middle of the field, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, it's always a great thing, mate. It's a great thing, of course. But yes, we're going to sit with JC here, of course. Not going to give him an inkling on when Dino's going to go, of course. But we'll just sit with JC, and well, these 2 medium runners are going to try to make the best out of this situation, trying to break that hard compound just initially for the first 5, 6 or 7 laps. And, well, the hards will definitely come back. But, of course, that's the object of this game for these 2 in the front. And, well, let's just see how they all negotiate these first couple of corners But JC's got a great run. Just bit his time a little bit. And, of course, he should know this track like the back of his hand, being from there, of course. And, Numbnuts speeding in the pit lane. And whackety whack, whack, whack. And pit and quit as well. Dare say net issues. But there you go. He has done that. And Blue Dog in at P4, as we did touch on before. And Scotty in P5. I reckon these boys are just going to ease into the occasion here, Fury. Of course, as you do know, from any restart, to get the generation of heat in these tyres is an absolute battle. And, they just take forever to fire up. And wowee! Scotty's giving Blue Dog a bit of a tap. Hurry up, son. And there you go. Puma versus JPS. And, Blue Dog looks like he's going to hold this position. Very well done there by these two. Of course, Scotty getting a... Whoa! He's hit the wall! He's hit the wall. He got all loose. And Whack just brushed the wall there, Fury. And, there you go. There you go. This race is finally starting to heat up. These boys have got to be careful. These are very cold hards. And like I did just touch on, they do take 3 or 4 laps to fire up. And, no mistakes. No mistakes. Keep it clean. And survive to the end. And, yeah, absolutely, Junior. Scotty, no. And there you go. Chasey Dane still doing his thing. Last season, he was one for just making his way through. And so far... so good this race. P7 at the moment. It looks like Bopton's following as well. Look at this train of cars. Bopton, Johnny M4 has tapped onto it. And so has Macedonian. There you go. Tabbed has finally woken up with a 1:14.0 and sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix for now, Fury.
Yeah, he's having a big look at Beans, who's in turn trying to have a look at Milligains as Macedonian moved past Johnny M4 to make it a triple header of Castrol cars. From 10th, 11th, and 12th, Dino and your guy have actually just broken out a little bit from Broken Reptile, who has in turn broken away from Blue Dog. But down that back straight where we're coming through now, Suicide 5 was actually also having a bit of a look at Macedonian.
Bopton's around. Macedonian made the clean move, but Bopton just lost it, and around he goes. And there you go. Bopton to the back of the field. Johnny M4, 2-5. Look at all the Castrols, 9, 10, and 11. And I think maybe that is Johnny M4 letting the quicker guy go. And has released 2-5, of course. Brad Tay on the medium. Macedonian on the medium. And the two guys at the front doing exactly what we thought there, Fury. Trying to gap those hard runners just for that first 6 or 7 laps. DRS enabled, Fury. We are going to see some changes very, very soon as Scotty and Blue Dog battle resumed. And Scotty gets that job done up in a P4. Can really start focusing on Broken Reptile now, mate.
Yeah, well, he's definitely going to need it. Rip the beans. He's actually spun again, and he's got no front wing attached. So the championship leader not having a good night at all with Puma after their very, very great or good scoring race last week. They're now sitting 15th, 16th, and 17th with, unfortunately, 3 JPS cars lined up 18th, 19th, and 20th, all greyed out. So Blue Dog, the sole survivor of that team at the moment. But, yeah, you're completely right. The hards maybe just... your guy JC as he makes the move there on the mediums. Dino, he's actually gone around. I was just wondering why he dropped so far away because Broken Reptiles managed to get in front of him as Dino now loses a place to Scotty as well. So he's now going to drop down to P4, which now behind 2 hard tire runners is really not going to help him as the hards, they're just going to last forever around here. And Dino,
he did take his time, obviously. After a spin, you've just got to be careful not to spin again. That is the problem. The tyres are getting so hot. And he's just done that, but he's fired it back right up pretty much straight away. And look at him starting to harass Scott. He's going to get it back. He's going to get it back. He certainly is, Fury. Under braking into turn 1. Look at that. The medium tyre is the beneficial race tyre, but they just don't last. So going a hard medium might be the way to go here, Fury. Plenty to play out here at Montreal anyway. But Broken Reptile running a bit of a lonesome race. And same with JC. His home track leading this one by 3.1 seconds. Fantastic from him. Milligain's trying to make amends, of course, in P12, our pole sitter. And, there he is there, just right behind Brad Tay. And
Johnny M4.
Oh, was it Johnny M4? I was going to say.
Johnny M4, sorry, yeah, wrong Castrol car. It was a green car that was spinning. I just had to pick which one of the 3 of them in a row it was. But Johnny M4 has gone around, so Milligains and 2-5, the 2 guys who have stopped for the correct tyres. 2-5 made a mistake. Milliganes, he's going to take the corrective running order lead at this point, unless Macedonia can
Oh, he
somehow
has. 2-5's
make
got no end
that
plate.
medium
He's
last
got no
forever.
end plate. He's got no end plate. He's going to have to box. He's going to have to box. He's going to lose massive amounts of time. And there you go. So he's, well, that mistake has cost him some damage. And there you go. Brad Tay being released. Chasey Dane still all over the back of Suicide 5 here. These guys on the same life tyre, being that hard 9 lap olds now here, Fury. And, well, they will run comfortably to the end. Well, they might be a little bit slow towards the end. And, well, definitely not puncher territory, but they will be slow towards the end, but they can make it. And that's what they'll be looking to do, of course. Any form of late safety car changes the strategy completely, of course. And, well, you being Mr. Fury Strat, I don't have to tell you twice regarding an aggressive strategy, mate.
Oh, mate, absolutely right. I'd be using all 3 compounds tyres around here just for a bit of fun. Yeah. But just some news from the later stages. I think 2-5 might have actually clipped Johnny as he went around, which is the cause of his damage. Tabbed has just exited the race via the pitting and quitting option. Dino, he's just dropped a bunch more places. He's now down to 7th or 8th. He's just had another spin. Beans has also had another spin, and he's pulling into the box, and he has also removed himself from the Grand Prix via the pitting option.
Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that bit of an audio issue in the background. And yes, we're back. And yes, do apologise for that, of course. Just had a couple of P&Qs. Yes, tabbed. Ripped the beans. Both done and dusted. P&Qs. Numbnuts had connection issues, of course, and, well, probably did the right thing, but against the rules, of course, and, well, the stewards will take care of all of that. We will get back racing here, Fury. We've already lost, bloody hell, 5 drivers at this very early stage. Lap 12 of 35. Johnny M4 well out of it there. 6 seconds behind Dino. Dino well out of it as well. These Castrol boys just can't get it together at the moment in this Season 4, of course. Brad Tay's fired right up here, Fury. P9 at the moment. And look at Milliganes making amends, of course, from that start. And yes, DJ! Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. And, well, yes, it was all sorted, boys. And thank you for letting us know, of course. But, yes, I was working in the background and...
you wouldn't believe it.
Well, you wouldn't believe it. And Pills, yes, you hit the nail right on the head. It was more, we knew the audio was out. It was me and Fury having a bit of a conversation of what the hell's going on out there, of course. And, well, Chasey Dane, P7, he's the closest bloke on track to the next car. And the next car is Suicide 5. That is Samsung Racing and Chasey Dane. Well, doing a good thing as well. These two, I reckon they might be in a party chat together. And I reckon Chase, you'll just be letting him know that he's coming, of course. P7 respectively, P6 for Suicide 5. What is happening with Brad Tay? He's starting to reel in Milliganes. He's just got within that DRS now. And, well, Junior wants a trivia question. Oh, Jesus, Junior. All right, well.
I've got one.
I've got a few, but not many. Not many good ones. You can go, Fury.
I've only got the one, and the question is, how many champions have crashed into the Wall of Champions?
How many champions have crashed into the Wall of Champions?
Now that I'm back in the game, my classic Monday night game crash has gotten itself out of the way nice and early.
Fantastic.
Okay. That one, but yeah, Dino, he's just gone backwards at the moment due to, he just kept spinning. It's the Castrol car trait that they need to get some upgrades coming onto that car to stop it from rotating around itself so often. Milliganes and Chasey Dane just swapping positions at the moment, boys, working quite well, and that's pretty representative with how they're going on the track currently.
Well, it's just released Milliganes to really pounce on Scotty now, and Scotty is going to come under pressure. He's going to want to get that job done. What's going on with Dino?
Dino's out. Dino's lost it. He lost it out of the chicane. Same spot. He's lost it in just about every lap for the last 2 or 3 laps coming through there. Unfortunately, he's finally lost it one too many times, and the Canadian walls have, they bite, and they bite hard.
Well, Junior has answered your question there, Fury. Not too sure if you've answered it.
I have not. I haven't actually got the stream up in front of me.
Oh, Junior says 7. Pillars says 5.
Well, that's both incorrect.
There you go. The question was, how many champions have hit the wall of champions? DJ says 4.
So it has. I will leave it a little bit longer. We'll grab it just before the end of the safety.
Junior says every number between 1 and 10.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah, were they champions before they hit it? Is another question. Did it,
no,
so you've opened up a can of worms here, Fury. You've got to be more precise.
So they have been champion at some point when they have hit. So whether there was prior to
they were
they have been a champion in Formula 1.
So just a champion that's hit the wall at any point in their career.
Yes.
Okay.
The issue is that this will flick some people because like there was. Yeah, there is one confusing.
No, there's more than 2.
Oh, definitely more than 2.
There's way more than 2, Junior.
There's more than 2. Then it's 20. Then holy shit, no, DJ, it's not 20. Actually, there hasn't been that many questions into the Wall of Champions.
Alonso did. Button did. Oh no, he didn't. Did he? Yeah, Button did. There's a few of them.
Didn't. There you go. I'll pick one off the
list.
No,
we're talking DNFs, aren't we? Not just a touch.
Yes, yeah, not just a touch. Actual DNF.
We're going through the archives here, Fury. Come on, mate. Bloody hell.
All right. So there have been a confirmed 6 champions have hit the wall.
There you go.
One of those champions, I should say 5 champions have hit the wall 5 times, or 6 times has the champion been in the wall. Ironically, Jacques Villeneuve, 1997, hit the wall on lap 1 of the race. Then where the wall got its name was in 1999. Damon Hill, Michael Schumacher, and Jacques Villeneuve all in the same Grand Prix. Jenson Button in the BAR Honda in 2005 found his way into the wall 4 years before he became champion. And then Sebastian Vettel in 2011, he found the champion in the pre-practice 1. Everyone else apart. Jacques Villeneuve did it twice during the race, just for a bit of fun. So Vettel was the only one during a non-racing lap.
Well, speaking about racing, it's a good segue here, Fury, because we're about to go green. And whoa, JC caught him napping, he's gone! He's gone! What a restart! What a restart by JC! That was unexpected. That even caught me out. There you go, he's away. And nearly a second from Broken Reptile. Holy moly! Blue Dog up there in P3. Old footy bender. The comeback of the century in P4. Macedonian P5. Milliganes P6. And, we're going to see some team orders quite possibly. Milliganes on fresh-ish mediums. And there you go. I think it's just been done. And Milliganes up in a P5. He can go on and start chasing footy bender. Chasey Dane. Look at these Marlboro boys. So consistent. Always together on track. And, there you go there, Fury. 2-5. Bit of a recovery at the moment from him. Finds himself in P8. Same with Scotty in P9, of course. Suicide 5 did box, put a fresh set of mediums on, and it looks like the bender has just gotten by the Blue Dog. He certainly has. And, there is no DRS available for the first 3 laps after a safety car. We've got yellow flags in Sector 2. And it looks like Crazy Kiwi, I do believe it is Crazy Kiwi. and just struggling. I reckon, well, this handling model is just paying, well, giving the boys havoc. Of course, if they get some sort of back-end damage, if it is severe, but I'm not too sure. I'm just speculating here, Fury. Not too sure. These boys are spinning a hell of a lot lately, and really going to have to get on top of it.
Well, it's tire temps. I mean, we mentioned it before we went live, didn't we?
Yeah, we certainly
tire
did.
temps. They're so hard to get right in this game, and we've seen it. The hard tire runners is old footy bender. He's just made a mistake, and well, he's just dropped a handful of positions, dropping himself from second or third on the road down to P5. He's now got Milligains for company, who him and Macedonian were fighting each other quite hard for a couple of guys that you would consider teammates. Obviously, Macedonian on the hard tyre. Pretty comfortable for him to get to the end. Milligains probably has to stretch that tyre a little bit more than he would like, but those hard runners that both times Broken Reptile, he's not struggling for grip, but he struggled to get temp in the tyre at the restarts. Macedonian now moves himself up into third place now on the road. And we've got to remember here, Macedonian, he's used both sets of compound tyres, so he can run to the end of this GP, no worries. Blue Dog, Broken Reptile, and your guy JC all need to pick 4 tyres. So currently, our race leader is actually Macedonian, followed by Old Footy Bender and Milligains once those 3 guys fit.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, very early to call it. Yes, technically you're probably right there, Fury. I dare say Macedonian in the box seat at the moment. Those hards will definitely go to the end from here. Milligains quite possibly, but they'll be mega slow. They'll be really slow, of course. JC out there on 17 lap old mediums. We have just gotten on past the halfway point of this race, so Milligains has already got 5 laps on him. I don't think so, Fury. He's going to be relying on a late safety car. This race has got a long way to go, a lot to play out. Anything can happen, and it usually does here, Fury, of course. Milligains on the chase, trying to make the most of the medium, but trying to make them last at the same time. That's a massive task ahead. I don't think he's going to do it. Oh, I could be wrong, but if anyone can, he can, of course. 2-5. Starting to fire up now is the Mamba, and he's all over Scotty here. Right up his clacker as Chasey Dane Footy Bender. Chasey sent that, and Chasey gets the job done up into P6. Footy Bender just lost. He's lost heaps of positions. What's going on? 16 lap old hards, just going through a phase at the moment. Went from 4th to 9th in a matter of laps, Fury.
Yeah, so he made an error which dropped him a couple of spots, and there he was actually pushed up to the outside of the hairpin. And with these cars, the outside line, if you've got a car inside you, it's just really not feasible to be up that high. So unfortunately for him, he ended up dropping a couple more places as Johnny M4 and Suicide 5 swapped places a little bit further back. But you've got to say, your guy JC, pretty bold to stay out on that medium tyre after that safety car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe come in for that hard. It's definitely going to make it to the end as Chasey Dane. Now's a big look at Scotty.
Oh, they've touched. They're still stuck. Oh, well, and that's hurt Bender as well. They've all got involved in that, and that is 3 of them. Jesus. And, well, what is going on out there lately? I'm not too sure. They were all looking good and well before 107, weren't they, Fury? 107 came out, and it's just done them. And, well, there you go. These boys are struggling at the moment. Well, how many cars is that out? 6 at lap 19.
I've just opened a really big can of worms, but that's not what we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss the race at hand, as your guy JC just now starting to lose a little bit of time to Broken Reptile in behind as those hards start to take over as the better tyre. Johnny M4 on tyres that are half the age of his teammate of 2.5s has just made a move for P6 as he's now really starting to get going. This race is, well, his qualifying didn't really work out all that well for him, and he's just picked up a 3-second penalty. That'd be right when we put the spotlight on him. He's had a very good race end up back up into P6. He's not had many good ones at the moment. He'll probably be licking his lips of what result he could get tonight.
Well, I mean, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, look at the names that are out. Of course, our reigning champ and championship leader, Beansy, out. Numbnuts out. Tactical, wow, Tactical's out too. And yeah, there you go. Dino out, Tabbed out. I mean, some names are there that are out. And Well, I mean, yeah, well, that's true too, Pills. That is the true too. But I didn't want to really, didn't want to say that. But yeah, anyway, we move on. We move on. So yes, Scotty is chasing Brad Tay, and well, there you go, up in a P10. 6 cars are out. He's scratching my head here, Fury. And I know it's well, the walls are close. I know it's very track specific, but well, I mean, there's plenty of opportunities to make moves too, and well, massive changes through the field. Guys that struggled last week are starting to come alive, of course. I speak of, well, Suicide 5 up there in P6, Scotty as well. 2-5 is having another, well, he's just hanging on there, isn't he there, Fury? He's just doing what he needs to do, and, well, trying to make amends, of course. Bit of recovery drives from him as well, but he's hanging around and he's getting some points, and that's the aim of the game. Scotty trying to fire this one up, of course. Suicide 5 and the cousins very much together on track. Suicide 5, those mediums. Oh, how many laps are left there, Fury? 15? I don't
15, so be looking at doing 21, so he's really...
How is JC still going on that set of
But,
mediums? 20 laps, Fury, doing a monumental job out in front. Broken Reptile is starting to reel him in, though. 1.2 seconds now. He's not going to get to DRS. I wonder if we're going to see a pit lane action here from JC. He doesn't want to get caught. He doesn't want to get caught, and he will be getting caught this time next lap, of course, and maybe he's going to go again. He is going to go again.
Yeah.
Well, he
The
can...
strategy man sitting in the comms box beside you, I think I know what he's trying to do. I think he's just had a couple of safety cars. We've had, had that VSC running at the start. I have a feeling that he feels confident enough on this side that he can maybe extend it out to a soft. There is a little bit of blistering on that tyre, and I've noticed on this game, once you bleed through that blistering phase, the tyre does actually get better, and you will find a little bit more pace as unfortunately another Puma has gone around. Broken Reptile, that hard tyre will just be easier to drive. It won't necessarily be super quicker. It's just going to be offering a lot more grip than what the medium will right now. I have a feeling you'll see softs on that Samsung car out in front.
Well, I mean, you'd be crazy not to. You'd be absolutely crazy not to, especially if you saved a set during the qualifying sessions, of course. And I dare say he would have. And, well, I mean, medium soft, that would be the way to go. He's had, well, Droftas makes a very good point regarding the racing laps, but still, it's still a good effort. 21 lap old mediums. Let's just see what he's doing this time around. There you go. Pit lane action this time. And in the pit lane, let's just keep an eye on that, Fury. What's he putting on? Macedonian, well, Broken Reptile, 0.8 of a second ahead of him. He's in the DRS zone.
He's got the reds.
He's got the reds. Well, we're going to see some action here. Of course, JC will be rapid through the field. And, well, the leaders up the front, the two Marlboro boys, Broken Reptile on 22 lap-old hards. And, well, he's going to try to stretch them for another 12 laps, so I dare say he's preying on a late safety car and just do exactly what JC did. Milliganes did put the mediums, the softs on, just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, so going to expect some moves from him as well. He's got Blue Dog ahead of him, who is no slouch, of course, the reigning Pot 3 champ in P11 on the mediums, and he's really catching Crazy Kiwi, who does have quite considerably older tyres on than the Blue Dog, of course. Brad Tay up there in P7. He's got Chasey Dane ahead of him, who he's just had another solid race. We've got 12 laps to go here, Fury. And, well, been a bit of a mixed bag. It's starting to really settle down now. And the boys are starting to get their groove on, of course. A few guys out of position well and truly. But, mate, just got to get that car across the line, Fury.
That's half the battle, isn't it? The famous saying from Michael Schumacher. If you to finish first you have to finish as Broken Reptile. He's going to try and cover off the undercut, and he's gone to a fresh set of medium tyres, so he doesn't think he could get the soft tyre all the way to the end. So he's actually going to be dropping a little bit of time to JC now every lap, and I don't think that's the right call. It's going to be the easier tyre to get to the end, but it definitely wasn't unreachable for the softs at this point either. Just kind of having a look at the gap that JC is bringing in. So you've got to remember, he's not only got 2 compounds softer tyres, he's also got 11 lap fresher tyres. So the gap should come down fairly rapidly. It's more of a question of, can it come down? Well, at the moment, it needs to come down 13.5 seconds plus he needs to clear him by an extra 3.
And he's got
with his
Broken
time
Reptile
penalty.
has got Johnny M4 right up his clacker, pushing him through, and well, he's going to make a move. It's Johnny. He certainly is under braking. Is he going to get it done? No, he's not. He's just too far back. And well, he'll have the DRS here. Oh, he nearly lost it. He nearly lost it, but he'll have the DRS here, Fury, but he's cooked his battery. He's absolutely cooked his battery, and Broken Reptile can probably defend if he wants to spend it, but Johnny M4, no deployment. No deployment. He's not going to get it done. He needs a couple of laps where he's just not got to use that button, of course, as we'll go back up to Chasey Dane, who's just 3/10 behind Suicide 5, who finds himself up in a P4 at the moment. Of course, let's just have a bit of a look-see at these penalties. 2-5 with 6, Scotty with 3, Suicide 5 with 3. Your guy JC with 3, and then you can see the rest. And well, there you go, Crazy Kiwi with 9. So very, very uncharacteristic from a few of them, to be honest with you there, Fury. And the biggest gainer, well, it's tied at the moment between 3 of them. Well, excuse me, yeah, 3 of them. Chasey Dane, Brad Tay, and Macedonian, all up 8 spots. The biggest running, the biggest loser of the Grand Prix that is running is Milligains. He's lost 10 positions at the moment.
Yeah, he's just slowly starting to make his way back up. Is the Milligains. He's not exactly had a great race, and it's well, it all started the wrong way when he was facing the wrong way at the exit of Turn 1. The Puma boys of Kiwi and Boston, they've also had a struggle despite the fact that it says they have gained positions. So Chasey Dane makes a move on Suicide 5 once again. The silent assassin of 4MULA4. He's just been quietly plugging away, flying under the radar, plugging himself up 9 places.
What is going on here? What the? Did you see that?
Yeah, I got the glimpse of it because I flicked onto your guy JC, and Brad Tay was...
What?
Well, he was inside Brad Tay, which was really weird. I'm having a feeling that Brad Tay's net might be having some more issues again, because this is similar to what we saw during qualifying.
Well, that threw me off there, Fury. That threw me well for 6. I'm not too sure, but anyway, everyone's still running. Brad Tay's the biggest loser out of that sequence, though. Finds himself down in P10. Nevertheless, he's on 14 lap old hards, and everyone around him on the medium or the soft there, Fury. Of course, 14 lap old hards, praying on a late safety car to bring him into contention. Maybe he can box, put a fresh set of softs on, and go to the end, but a little bit out of it at the moment is Brad Tay. JC, there he is there, making moves through the field. He's catching Suicide 5 at a rate of knots, but I think maybe Broken Reptile probably read it the best here, Fury. I do know that you can, well, the medium is the best race tyre, and he's got to get another 8 laps out of them. I do know they can make it. It's not about making it. It's about the consistent way and the consistent laps to the end, and if you can do that over a longer journey on the medium, well, that would be the way to go. But we'll find out very shortly, I dare say, because your guy JC just biding his time. We're probably going to use the track to his advantage. There is a DRS zone approaching, of course, and well, that long back straight, well, very back straight, very much right at the end of the track. And JC will be looking to pounce, of course. Suicide 5 being his teammate should let him by, maybe because he's on the fresher set of boots at the moment, but doesn't look like team orders at the moment here, Fury.
No team orders at the Samsung, apparently. Suicide 5, he's been having a really big look at Chasey Dane. Chasey Dane just doing enough at the moment to hold him off. The smart play here from Suicide 5 would be to let JC go, let him, make the first go at Chasey Dane, and then maybe try and pick up the pieces from the overtake and, get both cars past. As you can see, Suicide 5, no battery deployment left, and JC now none as well. It's just these two guys, they're going to cost each other more and more time by battling each other than chasing down Chasey, because at this point here, Chasey's pretty close to getting himself all the way out of DRS. So, the best play here, let JC go.
He's on the quicker tyre. He's clearly
got a long chance to win
the
race.
I mean, that's their team. They're choosing it to do what they do. But of course, very, very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, that is clearly costing him time. I wonder if he's going to let him by on a suitable part of the track. He should just let it be done because I know they're racing for position. But yeah, this is, JC's on. He's quicker. Let's go.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, I did a few silly things. There we go. Suicide 5 lets him go on the next straight. The only thing is that it's cost him a full lap. and about a second to Reptile behind. They could have both kind of cleared out and sorted that out a lot sooner.
Broken Reptile will start to reel him in, of course. He's on 4 lap old mediums, Suicide 5 on 13 lap old mediums. He's going to be feeling the pinch of them in a couple of laps, whereas Broken Reptile, they're going to start to fire, well, if not fired up already, and he'll catch him at a rate of knots. So well, he's hurt himself a little bit there as well, has the S5 man. Scotty up into P3, and now he's, well, he's got his eyes on 2.5. He finds himself into P2. Well, this is all shuffled up again. And Macedonian, as we did say early doors, Fury, you did say that, well, he was in the box seat. We got Max Verstappen fan F1. Hello, is this PC or console? It is console, my friend. We are on the PlayStation platform. And, well, we are running the multiplayer liveries, of course. Yes, we do it a bit differently here at Formula 4. We've got 5 teams, 4 drivers in each team. They all create their teams. That is Team Marlboro. That is Team Castrol. That is Puma. That is Samsung Racing that your guy JC is in. And that is JPS, of course. That is Blue Dog. And no reserves this time, so we cannot show you the reserve livery. But he's fantastic, the first full grid of the season. And, well, these boys will want to get a move on here, Fury. Some of them are going to make some massive, massive ground on the leaders of the championship at this early stage, of course, because the main players, most of them are in the garage at the moment, of course. Yes, with that DNF next to their name.
Yeah, exactly right. And just kind of paying close attention here. So Macedonian, he's starting to struggle a little bit on that 17-lap-old hard tyre. You got 2.5 who's... Well, he's going to really start feeling the pinch. Well,
Broken Reptile just got by Suicide 5, and that is job done. And, yeah, he's just way too quick coming out of that hairpin. And that is the benefit of a fresher set of mediums, of course. Your guy, JC, as you did, we're touching on there, Fury. Sorry to interrupt you there, my friend. But he is really reeling in Chasey Dane at a rate of knots. This is just a matter of time. And he's just got to be patient. He wants a good result. I know he wants a good result. Of course, our resident Canadian. But, well, he's a very responsible racer. Here, but you can see how much quicker he is through the corners. And, well, it's all about the exit of the hairpin here, Fury. Of course, stay within that DRS zone. Save some of that battery. And just full deployment down that back straight, of course. Get a good exit, and away you go.
That's exactly right. With Chasey Dane not having the luxury of a toe in front, it's his best opportunity to do so. And just having a look at the gaps as well, putting it up, picks up a time penalty. Exit from your guy Chasey. It's not bad, but he doesn't really have the deployment. But Chasey's used everything, so he's not going to have any extra power down this straight. Very hard to overtake into the final. Too far back.
Yeah, too far back.
Just dials it back, but unfortunately doesn't dial it back early enough. So might have to wait another lap, which is just going to get more and more frustrating because both of these guys, they are gaining on our leader because he seems to be struggling on his tyres. 2.5's going to be pushing puncture territory. So Scotty in behind him. Casey.
That was Bopton coming out. I'm pretty sure that was Bopton coming out of the pit lane. It certainly was. Did not want to get involved in this battle. And, well, your guy JC and Chasey Dane and your guy JC sent an opportunity. It was an opening on the inside line. He thought about it. Oh, Chasey's loose. Chasey's around. Oh, no. Chasey's out. And, oh, that's cost JC. That's cost him. Oh, he's around. And JC is, well, he's got some wing damage because of it.
Yeah, JC's got a missing end plate there. Broken Reptile's just letting him go back by. So, not sure what Broken Reptile's done there because he's also ended up letting Suicide 5 go as well. And we've got a late race safety car.
Wow.
So this is going to compress the field. Macedonian, he's going to get a free kick pit stop. He'll surely be in for the softs. He'll be cheering because those tyres absolutely had enough. 2.5, he stays out. That tyre is shot to hell, but he doesn't care. He's going to take that tyre all the way to the end.
That could be a mistake, mate. That could be a monumental mistake. He will have to box. If the guys all behind him box, he'll be sitting duck on the restart, even though that, yeah, they'll probably get released on the last lap. There'll be no DRS, but it's just a purchase out of the corner. Oh, I don't know. It's touch and go. Where are the cars? Okay, so he's the lead car. Look at the guys at the back. So the last car is Johnny M4 and Bopton. Bopton's a lap down, so we're not going to... So it'll be Johnny M4. And, well, he's nearly...
And he's nearly a full lap.
He's nearly a full lap.
Back,
so he's got time.
Up to the start of sector
he has
3,
got time, but Macedonian is in the spot. He did box. The two guys, even Broken Reptile on 8 lap old mediums. he will hurt at this restart because the guys behind him look all fresh rubber. And, well, Macedonians should benefit from this, of course. I think these two have missed the boat, 2-5 and Broken Reptile, mate. I don't want to put words in their mouth, but yeah, with everyone behind on fresh rubber, you'd almost have to say, yes, that is well and truly off the podium, I would say, mate.
Yeah, you'd have to think so. I mean, 23, definitely 2-5. He's on 23 lap-old tyres. He's really going to struggle. Broken Reptile, I don't think it'll be, you know, whether his teammate really pushes him hard at the restart, you know, trying to take the win away, whether it could cost both of them. It could not. We'll see how it all kind of plays out. But 8-lap-old mediums is a little bit easier to kind of hold back if you get them in the right temperature window than 23-lap mediums compared to fresh softs running behind you. And they're not the guys behind that are on these fresh tyres. They've been towards the pointy end or race. Macedonian, Scotty, Suicide 5, Milligames. He stopped for fresh tyres a lap before the safety car. Yeah. He's going to be right on the back of this field.
Yeah, let's not count him out either.
The race is right opened up now. So, you know, it's been going on. The race has felt like a little bit of a drag out tonight, but we're going to get a very thrilling end.
We certainly are. Whether it only be 1 or 2 laps, who knows? But yes, it's just been well, a very interesting session, of course, Fury. We're not going to harp on it, of course. The gaps obviously have closed right up. Chasey Dane was the last one to exit stage left in the chat with his hands on his head. Chasey, unfortunate, mate. But yes, lost a bit of all loosey-goosey coming out of that corner. I can't remember where it was. Where was it, Fury? Let me just, I think turn 5, turn 3, turn 4?
Yeah, turn, oh no, turn 3, 4, 5, 6, out of turn 7. Turn 7. The flat-out kink.
Yes.
After the second chicane is that corner, so exit of turn 7, and the safety car's in. So we're going to get 2 laps of racing, which I think 2-5 would have liked. Probably only
would have liked more, but there's no DRS, of course. There won't be for the rest of the race. So just put that car in the right spot. That's all you've got to do, of course.
We wanted more, but 2-5 I think would have wanted a 1 lap.
Yeah, 100%.
Keep a car for 1 lap, so
100%.
Be interesting to see, because if he nails the restart, he buys himself time. It's just whether he can buy himself enough time.
Well, if I was 2-5, I wouldn't go till very late. I mean, he's on very old mediums, of course, and you've got to give yourself every opportunity to hold that lead. And, well, I mean, if you go too early, you'd just be gone anyway. And he's gone. He's gone. He went just before the start of the chicane. Suicide 5 gets a 3-second time penalty, and we are racing again. Oh, ring-a-ding-ding here, Fury. Look how close they are. They're all close. Restart. And, well, let's just keep an eye on these soft runners. 2-5 just wants to do his thing. He's got to, well, he can't nurse it because he's got the whole field behind him, but he's got a great start. Broken Reptile, 6 tenths, nearly 7 tenths behind him. But look at the gaps behind him. Macedonian. Why is there blue flags? I've just seen one.
Boston. It's Boston. He's in the pack.
He certainly is.
So he's just got to try and let everyone go as safely as possible. Macedonian and, oh no, Brad Tay, he's lost it just before. He's lost it in the entry to turn 6. He's done the Marlborough cars working together. Macedonian now takes the front. A bit of a reminder here, mate, as well. 2-5 has 6 seconds of penalties.
Well, that's another thing. He's going to. Well, that's walked him off the podium, of course. And well, I completely forgot. Yes, I haven't been on the ball today, Fury. I do apologise, my friend, and well, and to the viewers as well. But yes, your guy JC. Put that fresh set on. Look what he's got to contend with. He's got Blue Dog, but he doesn't have a time penalty himself. Excuse me. Yes, there you go. Scotty and himself with 3, and then you can see the rest. So 2-5, as it stands, mate, he's well and truly off the podium. Yeah, unfortunate. But we'll just see how this one plays out, of course. Macedonian will inherit the lead of this race. We are on the last lap of the Grand Prix here, Fury. And, well, there you go. Macedonian, is he going to get this job done out on track? I reckon he might. Just having that fresher rubber, I mean, it'd be too tempting not to. And there you go. Job done at the start of the second sector, and away he goes. And he's just got to bring this one home here, Fury. He's just got to bring it home to the Marlborough driver. 2-5 in P2, but probably will finish this one well down near P8-ish. Around there, maybe a bit further down. Your guy JC, well, there he is there, just a bit unlucky towards the end. and well, finds himself in 6th place. He's got Blue Dog to contend with, and whoa, nearly outbroke himself. Had to take avoiding action, and he's cost himself a position. Milligains takes advantage of that, up into P6. This is a flat-out drag race. We're going to go to the front in a second because this race is just about over as 2-5 has been passed on track by Broken Reptile for P3. He's getting dropped again. He's getting passed again as the 2-5ers will go back up to the top because Macedonian wins here at Montreal. Great drive, Masso Man. Broken Reptile P2. And Blue Dog takes out P3. Milligains, what a recovery drive from him. P4, Scotty P5, 2-5, P6. Your guy JC at his home track, P7. Suicide 5, P8. Johnny M4, P9. And we'll wait for these timing screens, I guess, Fury. But yes, I forgot to do the driver of the day, mate. I completely forgot, viewers. I do apologise. Johnny M4, the game has given it to. We'll have a bit of a discussion off air, and we'll let you know, of course, when we do the driver interviews. But yes, well, what a very, very interesting session there, Fury. And we'll go straight to the timing screens. And Macedonian, there he is there. P1, Broken Reptile, and Blue Dog are our podium getters. Milligains, well, what a recovery. Good drive by him. As we'll get back to where we were, because Old Footy Bender in P10, Crazy Kiwi P11, and Brad Tay in P12. The game has classified Bopton, but did not finish, of course. Neither did Brad Tay, I don't believe. Get to the bottom. And
no, Bopton did finish. He was
did
just
finish?
3 laps
yes, he
behind.
did.
It was
Sorry,
Brad
my apologies.
Tay that
Brad
didn't
Tay.
finish.
Yes, my apologies.
Yeah,
my apologies,
Brad Tay
Bob.
didn't finish, but yeah, Bop did. But I also found out Milligains was nursing a damaged rear wing. I don't know how long he was nursing it for. He had a damaged rear wing from, I would have to say, a majority of that race. So he's managed to bring that very damaged car home, and well, have a look, 1, 2, and 4.
There you go.
Marlboro,
I mean, Marlboro had a great showing today.
Anyway.
Absolutely. Well, just bear with us, folks. We're going to go on a brief pause. We'll get these drivers in for an interview, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. We've got our drivers in and our driver of the day, of course. And, well, we might as well start with our third place man. We speak of the JPS driver. It is the Blue Dog. After a slow start to the season, to his own admission, finds himself on the podium, splitting the Marlboro party. And, well, the Marlboro party could have been a full podium of Marlboro drivers, but no. Blue Dog spoils their parade. Congratulations, Blue Dog. That is exactly what the doctor ordered. And guess what, mate? You have been awarded the driver of the day, my friend.
Well, that's good. I'm glad a JPS could get up there. We couldn't have one brand of cigarettes up there. We needed another one.
Exactly, mate.
And I'm not too sure like what completely happened at the start. All I know is that I missed it all, and basically it was just try and keep clean, no penalties, and just run my strategy, and it sort of all kind of fell into place, and
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely, mate.
No, it was good.
Well,
I can't remember who gave me a little tap at the hairpin, but I had like rear wing damage just before my first stint ending. But
yeah, right.
It didn't seem to do like that's what what's his name now, Mark. That's what he told me. But I didn't feel anything different. And there was nothing on my damage map either. So
yeah, well,
I don't know.
I mean, look, we all understand where the game's at, and it's a bit frustrating for everybody, I think. But nevertheless, Blue, it's the same for everybody. And guess what, mate? P3 driver of the day, welcome back, and that is your first big points haul of the season. And like I did say, exactly what the doctor ordered. Going into this one, yet to open the account, but just went whackety whack, opened it up in a big way. So great driver of the day, P3, the Blue Dog. Congratulations, mate.
Awesome. Thanks, boys.
No worries, mate. We'll move to our second place man, and well, he has been in the comms box before, but I'll tell you what, this guy is starting to show his form, and well, as Blue Dog did touch on, a very funny, interesting start of the race, but well, Broken Reptile, did he do a job, or did he do a job? P2. And he had his mate here, who was it? Owen Fury in the chat, and cheering him on, and maybe that just gave him what he needed, of course. A great race from you, mate. P2, congratulations. Talk us through it.
Yes, thanks, mate. Appreciate it. No, very good race, good result for the Marlboro team, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
A hectic race, that's for sure. A lot of safety cars, as per normal in this game, I guess. But after the disappointment of last week, getting bombed out, I'm pretty happy with this. So yeah, and hats off to Macedonian and Blue Dog on the podium, and Macedonian especially for the win. Go the Maggies!
Ah, shut up, you two.
Had to throw it in there.
Anyway, we're gonna have to cut this interview short, I reckon. I'm only joking. Well,
fair enough.
well, I mean that's the only bad thing about you two boys, of course. But anyway, we'll push on. Nevertheless, mate, well, a great drive, and well, it's just all about keeping your nose clean. And tell you what, mate, that last safety car, well, that was opening the door for yourselves, because the two guys in front obviously did not stop, sitting ducks, and well, you boys just breezed by them pretty quickly. And well, Broken Reptile, before this Grand Prix, you were sitting in P12 in the championship in the driver's standings. Well, this massive haul of points throws you up a monumental amount of places. Of course, I'm not going to give any predictions before stewarding, but another great drive from you, mate, making amends, of course. And yes, you did touch on after the last race. Well, you did send me a DM, and I think the words were, and I quote, "I'm not happy with that." Well, you've just righted that wrong, my friend. Congratulations on a great drive. P2, Broken Reptile, everyone.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you.
No worries. All right. Well, do we do it? Fury, we've got to do it. We have to do it. It has come time that the Masso Man has entered the comms box. I tell you what, he loves an interview. He hasn't had one in a long time, but he's taken out the win here at Canada. And, well, Macedonian, well, you've got your wish. You got your dream come true. Welcome back to the commentary box, son. And great drive, by the way. P1, mate.
Yeah, thanks, boys. It was pretty much perfect from the start. Besides the mess literally at the first corner, but I actually got one of those 5-second severe time penalties, so I had to pretty much pit as soon as the first safety car came out, which put me on the medium,
Yep.
and then another safety car came out to put me on the hard. So they really came out at the right time. And then I just kept it clean the whole race. I saw all the guys around me had time penalties, and I was taking the corners quite well. So backed myself in with the right setup and the right strategy, and it paid itself off. And then with 4 laps to go, unfortunately, Chase Dane, he activated a safety car. So I was a little nervous, but I did have a lot of space behind me. So I was basically a free pit stop.
Yep.
I think it was Suicide 5, but he was on whole medium. He had time penalty. So I'm like, if he passes me, I'll get him straight away.
Yeah,
and it'll
that's
be a
right.
clean finish. But what a fantastic result for all the Marlborough boys.
Yes.
Shout out to Broken Reptile, who let me pass, and tough luck for Millie Gaines. But Broken Reptile, the 2 Black and White Army boys on the podium,
listen
it's
to 'em.
fantastic, mate. Everything's going our way. We've got the win. The pies are up and about. It's all going good for us, guys.
Yeah,
The flag
absolutely.
buzzed.
Well, ride that wave while you got it. I just hope it's false hope for you too. But no. Great driving.
You've been saying that for 11 weeks straight, mate.
That's yeah, until we get to the finals. But we're not talking about that here. We're not talking about that here, of course. But yes, congratulations to all you boys on the podium, the driver of the day, and all of the drivers that did complete the Grand Prix. I'll tell you what, Fury, have you got anything further to add, mate?
Well, it's been an interesting race. A little bit, probably a little bit similar to what we had this week, except the lack of something falling from the sky.
Yes, exactly.
The walls of Canada are bitten rather hard, and there's a massive shake-up in championship points coming. So
Absolutely.
we're looking to see a couple of boys bounce back next week from that either did not finish or didn't quite have the race they wanted to have. But the championship hots up and it moves on and waits for absolutely no man. So
Absolutely.
interested to see how it all plays out next week.
Exactly right there, Fury. But I'll tell you what, probably a good place to wrap this one up. Well, I'll tell you what, that was a great race in so many words, of course. But yes, the European boys do their thing. 8 p.m. Monday, BST. So probably about 9 hours or so after this one ends. Do stick around. If you're going to be up, Aussie boys, cheer them on, of course. And, catch that stream. Bloom and All Shot Down, your commentators for them. And they are doing a stellar job. But yes, we're going to end this stream. We do appreciate all the viewers who tuned in. Thank you very much for watching. We are Formula 4 Racing.